So to explain the AIs a bit, if you're stuck during the brainstorm, so already during the brainstorm or the beginning, you can use one of the AIs to help you continue in the brainstorm, or to give you a little push in a direction. So therefore we need some input with post-its, and then you can ask the AI to help you further if you're stuck.
Okay. But what about the workflow you use to? Because for me, I usually don't start with AI. I just
Same.
write.
Yeah.
Me too.
What do you think about the problem?
I think about it. It's so common that I think every student have their solution, have their own solution. But I think the point here is to design something that helps those who haven't built up their habit or find their
Own pace of
Pace.
study.
yeah. Design wise, it's more like sharing your experience to others. Like it's not a product, but it's just things that we do to face this challenge, right? Like I'll ask my maybe mentor or ask my peers how they manage to
Studied
study
10 hours straight.
Yeah, right.
Mhm.
Yeah. What's your secret of studying that? And I also watched a video recently about how to get into zone. I mean, the zone is the flow, the mind stream that you're 100% focused on something, and it has some tips. Maybe I can put on here. It says first you have to have a pattern of starting. Like how to say that?
Also depends on the task, on the thing you have to do, but perhaps writing a little bullet list of what you're going to do can help. Like if you have to study a subject that is quite complicated and you start from some notes, like also taking the notes in class or whatever can be helpful. I can give you like an order of what you want to study for what reason. You know?
Right. It's becoming
Yeah, the problem I think is the rest. Because like if you get in the zone, you can keep studying for a lot.
right.
But then you don't
How
stop.
to get in the
How
zone?
to stop?
How to stop? Yeah. The point is, even if you're in the zone, you're still like your focus, your attention are still decreasing.
Over time.
It's not it's not about when you're in zone. It's not like you're gaining energy from studying. You're still losing your energy, your attention. But it so you have to set a time like an hour or maybe 30 minutes, depends on how concentrated you are. To just remind yourself to maybe stand up, walk around, see others place, maybe watch YouTube, take a rest,
Yeah.
and then back into the
Yeah.
zone. More healthy way.
It's not a healthy thing, but I had a friend who was extremely addicted to smoking, and every 50 minutes he got up and go smoke one cigarette.
Okay.
So it's like
Cigarette.
its timer,
Yeah.
but it's not healthy. So I think there could be something healthy.
So we create a pattern of start to tell yourself, oh, it starts. Like for me, I don't know, you can share yours. For me, I just play a playlist every time I study, the same playlist. And once I started that playlist, it's like into some mindset that I'm doing stuff right now.
Okay.
And I also have a different playlist for sometimes I'm doing more like thinking work, sometimes I'm doing more like a text work, like
Nice.
like
Yes, I think I will steal.
writing.
I will use it.
You're right.
I will create my playlist.
Yeah,
Thank you.
when I'm doing some text work, I won't play the song that has lyrics because
Yeah.
it interrupts me. But when I'm like doing creative thinking, drawing, sketching, or modeling, I'll play heavy metal.
Nice. Nice.
It's like workout.
But in this question is we need to create a service or products that the students know
Right.
they are feeling fatigue or not. Like
I'm not sure if it's a product specifically, but
Like
yeah,
maybe
how we
a
may support students. So we have to have a support
maybe a
system.
platform, right?
yeah.
And that I think I have like a similar idea. Maybe it's useful, maybe it's not. But when I'm working, I usually like everybody listen to music, right? And I'm hoping that there's a playlist that is same BPM as my pace. Like maybe
Nice.
I'm working fast. There's a playlist that is
Yeah.
it makes me work faster. Maybe when I'm slow down, I need a playlist that has a BPM. I think
So you can have like shifting BPM and have the pause.
yeah, the
with
same
that.
concept maybe used on studying,
Yeah, so maybe when
co-create.
yeah, so maybe when you're studying and
Right.
then the music will reflect on the status of your
Study.
yeah, like you are feeling like fatigue or something, you're stuck, and then music like maybe become like more slow or I
Yeah.
don't know.
It's just
Yeah.
like when you have the pause moment, it can be a service, it can be something on top of Spotify or whatever.
Yeah.
Is there something similar?
I don't think.
That's when I will start to check out.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
does
Having access
anyone
to
does
internet would be
something
nice.
similar? No,
We can ask a question to the AI.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
give me a
right.
list of service that do this.
Gentle question. Does it have to be gentle? Yeah.
I think we can try with a question. It's not for refining though.
Yeah. Which one?
I don't know. Like in this moment in my flow, I actually go to ChatGPT and write a question with the search bar enabled, or like with the search thing enabled, and say, give me a list of things that do this, and then just goes with a table, and I receive everything, and just click on the links and check.
Yeah.
So that's what I do actually.
Shock.
I use it as it was Google, but can we?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Let's go. Let's try.
Hey AI.
Hey, I.
So you want to form your own question to the AI. Formulate your own question, because the thing is you can choose either one of these three
Oh,
to
okay.
help you
Yeah.
out.
Let's
It
choose
is-
from it.
So the question to the AI is already set.
Okay.
It's like we only have this.
Yeah, we have only three
Yeah.
opportunities.
Which one would you pick? I think either one is fine.
Perhaps not the shifting, because the
Yeah.
shifting is more in contraposition with what we want.
Ah,
So if
right.
we ask ideas that are in line with something, it can go completely against that.
Yeah.
So it's more like refine.
Yeah.
It's touchable.
a touch screen.
This is actually yeah.
Oh.
Okay. So I got output for you guys. I will put it on the screen. Oh, it's not in the center.
How
It is nice. Yeah, that's really personal actually. Makes sense. Also, I think connected to that question is how we can define when the fatigue or like the attention index, let's say, is over a certain threshold, so we can trigger that. Because like different people can have different level of attention and
Yeah.
different resistance to attention, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
So also, like in my thesis, it was like part of the research I've done. There are a lot of studies on it, like on the concept of attention and of like how to measure that. And this basically, most of that is related to analyzing brain signals, and it's not something you can do in a simple way. You need lab environments and lab hardware. So I don't know. How can you measure if someone is drifting off? In a simple way, at least.
You mean to know
When you're lacking attention, when you're
when they're fatigued or not or something.
Mm. So, in common sense, you have to start it yourself, right? Like there's a button, there's a start button, and you press start, and then the pattern you set started. Maybe it's playing a music, maybe it's something else, but it starts and it stops at the time you set.
It can also be just like, I don't know if you ever played with the Wii.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you kept playing for a lot, at a certain point there was this banner, consider going out.
What?
If you played a lot of Wii, like for hours, in certain cases you got this splash screen, white screen with a box, and it was something like, you've been playing for a lot, do you want to consider going out, or like taking a break,
Touch some
something like
grass.
that. Yeah, get some rest. So I think they did that in a programmatic way. So they just said, if you go over a set amount of hours, minutes, or whatever, just stop. It can be also that, I think in literature there should be some heuristics, something like people tend to have attention span of 45 minutes or something. So we can just time on that and say, after 45 minutes, take a break.
Right, and for different people, maybe if it's an app or platform, you can share your patterns to
Yeah,
There's
online,
also
and you
a-
can
and
like
you can compute the average.
give it a title like a super concentrated person. Like
Yeah.
your identity, and people will think that, oh, I'm a super concentrated person too. And maybe your focus, your time limit is set at like 2 hours. Wow,
Yeah.
that's quite long. And then you can just choose it and follow his.
Yeah. But then perhaps while using the app, you see that your time limit is lower, and then you just say, okay, now stop, and it can trigger and like update in real time the
You
future.
can adjust it
Yeah, you
to
can
your
adjust
to
it.
your preference,
Yeah.
to your habit. It's definitely. I think it's quite. Now it's quite
Yeah, it's really
quite
smooth
concrete
problem.
ideas already.
Yeah.
Is it fine to be too so specific at this stage? But
It's
I
really
think-
specific at this point, yes.
I think we're being specific because of the time limit.
Yeah, that's possible.
That's also.
Or writing first.
And is it possible to like connect with the people's health parameter, like their heart rate or something?
I
And
don't
to
know.
detect like
I
if
don't
they're
really know.
not
But to
sure.
measure that, you at least need to put something on one finger.
Or maybe just
Or
the,
just, yeah,
the
one.
smartphone or
Yeah,
no,
if
the
someone has the
smartwatch.
smartwatch, yeah, it can be interesting. You can have heart rate, and that could be helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you write?
I didn't write what you.
Okay.
The point of following others is more for those who haven't learned how to, or haven't learned their rhythm, rhythm. You know, there's a book called, I believe it's called Tomato Working Style. You know, set up
No.
tomato clock.
Oh, I know.
You know what?
Now it's tomato clock.
It's like every student graduated will receive a book. Will receive that books that teach you how to manage your time
Nice.
working. And it's and the title of that book is Tomato Working Style.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's actually teaching you.
To balance between taking breaks.
Yeah.
And
And the method is actually just what we said. Set a timer, short, and remember to take a rest every period of time, and yeah, just some common ideas. Smart watch connect. Yeah, we have smartwatch and we have AI very strong now, so it can be more than just a playlist. If it combines with that sense your movement, combine it with your incorporate with your cameras, maybe you can tell whether if your starting pattern is do yoga, you can see what you're doing.
yeah, it seems quite a lot of stuff actually.
Yeah.
And the question was, how can we support students?
Oh,
Time up.
Ah,
Yeah, guys. Wow.
that's nice.
Thank you for your participation and for the input you gave. It was really interesting to observe what happened and how we can further develop the product we will finally present on Demo Day, of course. How did you think it went? Did you, just in general,
just in
starting?
general.
Did we did we not give enough framework maybe to guide towards a common goal, or was it actually pretty clear what to do?
I think because I've learned something about your what your design
Yeah.
is for, and I think in our discussion we don't tend to ask AI immediately when we're in a group discussion. Like it's just not what we used to do.
No.
Maybe we can learn to do that when there's a very convenient AI tool exist on maybe on table, but what we used to do is just gathering ideas from each other's, and
Yeah.
then maybe when we're solo working at home, we'll use it more.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing I also noticed. Most of the discussion was grounding, so like finding some knowledge that was shared, and like building on top of that was after it. But like the hard part was like finding the base.
Right. Yeah.
And I don't think in that AI can help for now. Like because it's like we are trying to understand each other and like see what we think about the problem and find our opinion on it.
Yeah.
So AI comes later.
Yeah, that's also what I noticed very interesting, that a lot of what you guys brought to the table came from personal stories and things you remember from a little book you got, or an experience living somewhere, and bringing that together is indeed what creates that that consciousnly about the subject in some way or form. It's really interesting. And yeah, they were framed as questions, and you you said, can I frame the question myself to
Oh,
the
yeah.
AI, to the
Yeah.
agent, right?
Right.
Is that what you would have preferred?
Yeah, because the tool I used, it's quite general, like ChatGPT, and you have to frame your questions.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I used to do. But if I learned how to use the tools that is like that, like 3 buttons and work like that, I think it needs I need to get used to it, but I think it's also if the question itself is what you came out with deep consideration and it really fits in that scenario, I think it's also fine. But if you have to frame it before, like you have to frame it and make it like buttons, it's important to make sure that it suits in every conversation, in every discussion, right?
Yeah.
It's very common.
But I think it's quite a good like character to like it's like a hint,
Yeah.
like for us
Yeah.
to know what we can ask for AI, like because at the beginning of the discuss is quite messy, like our concept and what we think about these questions, but the questions you made like the in the post is we can like know directly like how AI can help us to get to the point quicker.
Yeah.
But we can still type what we are gonna ask for AI, but that is kind of the hint or something.
Yeah.
So what is the AI feel to you as in this session? Is it like a tool or like a collaborator or something else to you guys?
I think to me, if I was alone and don't discuss with you guys, maybe that's a mate to me.
Mm-hmm.
But if in a discussion, I think for me it is a tool and it's a search tool, because my squad project is about medicine, so there are a lot of professional technology, and we need to learn it, and we will ask it with AI. Yeah.
And when the question popped out after you asked me to fill in your post-its and let it generate a question, did it help? Because I was following your conversation and your conversation really went up when you got that specific question and really went on ideating on the playlist and the flows and stuff. So did you feel that it helped the question?
Actually, I feel like we will also come to that conclusion on our own. Maybe just needs more time, but we'll eventually get to there. But with the help of AI, like we're thinking of maybe it's easier, it's faster.
Yeah.
But not thinking of that's something we don't know and we have no clue.
Okay.
So we ask.
Honestly, I felt that the question was something we were kind of thinking about, but not enough for it to be a thought. It was something like in between.
Yeah.
So like it was an evident like result of what we were talking about and an evident implication, but we didn't have that question in mind, and having that question like straight to us kind of helped to see the problem in a certain sense, because we thought about okay, what if we make a playlist that has like a pattern and we just change the genre or like the BPM and whatever, and people follow that to study, and then like the AI question was but then how do you identify what like when to switch? And that was the turning point in my opinion. Like with that question we got to the like point of the conversation that was after that, which was how we decide, how we find what's the moment when to switch.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it was a point that we could have reached while just talking, but it could have required, I don't know, 20 more minutes or something.
Okay. Oh, nice.
And compared to the second brainstorming session and the first brainstorming session, which one is the most different different things that you find out? Like in the first you talk about the food waste, right? And the second you have the student?
If you want, I can go. I just have one idea about that. The two problems are really different, and they're applied to different areas, and they just are related to a different set of population in a certain sense. So I know a student can also have a house and have to water waste disposed, but it's like the questions and the problem were that different that we were basically working on two different things, and it's hard to compare for me at least. And also for the first discussion we talked a lot actually, like we discussed continuously. There was no silence apart from the start, but then after we started we just kept going. So I don't know, perhaps it was the problem, perhaps it was, I have no real idea about that, but in the first case we kept talking. In the second one we had more silence moments, but that was silence that we used to think about the problem.
Yeah.
And I think that is related to the problem itself that we had to resolve, and not about the brainstorming that we did.
Yeah.
And what is the time that you feel like you wanted to use the AI tool?
In the first or second case?
Second.
Yeah, it's when I have an idea, but we come to some kind of conclusion, some kind of direction, but we're not sure that is there any similar or existed design, and we want to check out. So it's more like using it as a search engine.
Yeah.
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 But if AI is more like because that's not what I usually see it as, but if I consider it as one of our teammates here, like not only our four, but we four plus the AI,
Yeah.
then it would be a different. It would be different.
I see your point.
But it has to evolve from the start.
Exactly.
It can be sitting there and just waiting for us come to a conclusion, or then we'll just use it as a conclusion.
Yeah, I agree with your point. It's like we want, like in our case, we use the AI as a tool, and only when we were extremely stuck or like needing information that we could not access right now.
Right.
But if we want AI to be a teammate, a friend, or whatever, it has to be more proactive.
Oh.
So like he has to,
even without asking.
yeah, even without asking, he has to understand that there is a moment where it can go in and give information, or it can go in and give an opinion, and or perhaps like give just an idea, or say, guys, what you're saying that is not correct at all, it doesn't make sense because of this reason. Like that can be a way for AI to be a teammate, a collaborator.
When you said that it can participate in the first, it means in the define the question or during your brainstorming.
I don't understand the question, sorry.
When you ask, you want the AI can participate with you at the first time. How to say that?
During the first brainstorming?
No，在最开始就参与。
But I get
to start the conversation with us, was it? Is it possible?
involved from the start.
Yeah, involved from the
But-
start.
Does it mean in
Yeah.
the start mean in the define stage, or define you're understanding the question, or at the brainstorming?
In my opinion, from the very start, so like as it sit here right next to
Yeah.
us, like while we're reading, it's reading the question, and when we are giving ideas, it's giving ideas, and when we are thinking, it's thinking, and like, I don't know, summarizing or whatever.
Yeah, and we can adjust because if we use it as a search engine, it's more like what it tells us, we just believe. But if it's as a teammate from the start, it's brainstorming with us, define the questions with us, then we will take it as advice, but not a
Opinion, advice.
Yeah.
opinion, advice, not an.
So
Yeah.
you want the AI teammate have its own opinion, like a teammate to discuss with you, not like
To make
how
a
about
conclusion.
what
It can also make some not that refined answer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You can share
Maybe,
some his
maybe.
vision.
his vision. Then what kind of role that you expect the AI can be? Like you said, give some perspective, and what kind of perspective how you expect do you
Oh,
Do we have
I
any
know
clear
you're-
ideas on what the AI is going to tell us? That's the question.
know what kind of role do you expect it will be? Like
Mm.
In the second round, I expect AI will like open up more possibilities that we discuss, not just to refine or to make the conclusion
Oh,
from what we just said. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I can give you some inspiration. As you said, the tomato,
tomato.
tomato.
No, it's fine. Tomato,
Yeah.
tomato.
Tomato, and I don't know that. But if we all don't know that, AI can give me some like that.
Maybe he can throw up like
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can throw
yeah.
up information. Ah, you know, yeah, I know the yellow tomato thing. It's this, and
Yeah.
just give a summary of whatever.
I'm also thinking about maybe he's like the AI is not going to give the ideas directly, but maybe like he will give some questions or some flip sides that
Right.
us to think about
Ah.
more.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like a teacher would
Yeah,
guide you with.
like
I've read a
to
paper on
reflect
that.
on the things we.
Like, Sorry, my PhD is on something really close to this, and I've read a paper on this which is called Socratic column something, and it basically have this experiment where they have this AI that gave Socratic questions to the teammates. So it's like a psychological concept, I think, and it was more related to meta questioning their thoughts and their process of reaching the solution, so that they could think about it deeper or like refine points and like doubts, which is in a certain way what we got with how you get the moment where to change the place type.
Yeah.
So like that's the Socratic approach. The AI was analyzing the conversation live and just inputting the question in midterm.
So you mean it has some certain personalities? Maybe like a psychologist, maybe like
I
some-
wouldn't associate a personality to an AI just because that can make things messed up. Like people can get attached to that. What's up?
Sorry, it wasn't
Okay.
going on.
Like people can get attached to AI. There are a lot of AI girlfriends and stuff online right now.
yeah.
So you don't want to give a personality to
Yeah,
AI. That kind of mess up. But
Or maybe even it can depend on our how our group is like. Maybe it can
Yeah.
be a curious kid, like
yeah.
Yeah.
always
you can
asking
ask
why.
why.
Yeah,
You can
always
just ask
asking
why.
why.
Yeah,
Or maybe
yeah.
it can be like a very mature adult, like a mentor style of AI, and then
Like have
we can set
different-
it up maybe
yeah.
maybe before we have our discussion.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think you have a point that because every team member are different, so the atmosphere must
Yeah.
have different.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, what we found in the beginning of our experiment, what we did is we basically when you have ChatGPT on your phone and the chat function live, you can let it act as a facilitator, for example,
Yeah.
pretty accurately.
Yeah.
So it will intervene. But what we found is that we did the experiment on ourselves though, but we found that we got more insecure once the AI started adding information to the brainstorm.
Trust.
We would kind of take, when you're creative, every idea is somewhat of a good idea, right? You don't want to limit that factor, and sometimes you might write something down that's pretty silly, but later that could be attached to with another post-it
Yeah.
and become something. And the AI would start giving facts and stuff like, oh yeah, consider this material, and then we would be like, go take a bit of a back seat and be like, and then what do we do then? And then all of a sudden we're just only listening to the master, let's say.
Oh yeah.
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 And,
Yeah.
and yeah, that's also I think the interesting topic of our research and why we chose to do questions, for example, instead of problems. But all the things you said are very insightful. Also like the personality, right? Do you want it to be curious? Do you want it to be? Sometimes maybe it needs to step up as more of a facilitator and be like, hey guys, stop. I don't know, stop this
When we're all
discussion.
shy, maybe.
Yeah, or when there's a very dominant figure in the room
Yeah.
who limits the creativity. I think that all gets back to context for the AI, right? How good does it know what the vibe is?
Sorry.
No, I was sorry. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I think out loud. I think I used the piece, so I was like,
Yeah, yeah,
They
yeah,
use
yeah.
their brain a lot today.
Yeah, we heard your murmur in
After
your
the squad and now
Them part.
2 sessions.
I was talking to myself indeed. Yes, sorry.
Yeah.
All right.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
It's a nice project, guys.
Yeah.
That's it, yeah.
good luck.
Thanks. Yeah, really, really, really insightful. And thank you for your valuable time, everybody. Yeah. If you ever need some help with your